Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to yet another episode from the Thrift Store Prepper. And in today's episode, we're going to be making some fortified trail mix. That's right, fortified trail mix. As you can see in front of me, I've got a Dollarama bag and a no frills bag. And they're full of items that we're going to be using to make our fortified trail mix. So let me clear off the worktop or the studio space, whichever way you look at it, and put that to the side before we unbag it. And we're going to talk about what fortified trail mix is a little bit. Now, kind of going with the Sensi philosophy, Sensi meaning sensible, something I come up with a little while ago that I thought might be the quirky thing to introduce to the thrift store prepper, and something that maybe other thrifty preppers or frugal preppers might start to do on their own, or start to use this philosophy of their own in buying items that are sensible. And by that I mean that one can or items that are going to tick multiple boxes, either nutritional or multi-use purposes. So with that sensible philosophy, we're going to be putting together fortified trail mix. Now, fortified trail mix is going to be something that's going to be containing a lot of our nutrients and daily requirements in one kind of handy on-the-go snack, and something you can put together for, I guess, your EDC, your everyday carry. You can just toss a bag of this in there for emergencies. If you live in a city and you commute and you get stuck on streetcars, buses or subways, then having a little snack that's going to fill you up, especially at the end of the day and you're trying to get home to have your supper and you're delayed in traffic, which actually happened today in Toronto. We had a little bit of I'm not sure what, but the streetcars were not running and they were putting on buses during rush hour, and there was quite a little bit of chaos going down in the downtown core, and it actually affected me a little bit on my trip to the Dollarama and the no frills, but nothing you need to worry yourself about. So what we're going to do is quickly dive into this video, and I'm going to get a bowl. And I'm going to put the items in as we go and explain a little bit why. So the first item we will be tossing in, if I can find it in one of my bags, maybe I should have dumped everything out, but too late, we've already started to dive in, is going to be some peanuts. Now, let's move the bowl to the side so you can see them. These were a couple of bucks at the no frills, and again they got some iron, some calcium. They're going to give us some protein, and they're going to give us fiber, some carbs and calories. So this is a 500 gram bag of peanuts. So if I can open these, I did have some scissors. Oh no, we're good. I think we're through, and look at that, we didn't wreck the bag. We're going to dump our peanuts in there. I said peanuts in case you heard or misheard or have a dirty mind. Anyway, the next thing we're going to toss in is going to be our raisins, because obviously you need raisins. Now, I didn't actually buy these. These have come out of my pantry. I had a couple of these laying around from previous hauls, so I'm going to toss one in because this is a 225 gram bag. Actually, you know what, let's just toss them both in. There's no point having just the one bag left over. I don't like raisins enough just to eat them on their own. So there's a lot of raisins to nuts going on there. In fact, we've got more raisins than nuts, it looks. So we're just going to give those a little bit of a mix around. And actually, before I go any further, let's get some hand sanitizer. So I'm going to sanitize our hands. There, nicely sanitized. And while they're drying, let's get the next item out. And now, sunflower seeds. Now, something I often find with pre-bought trail mix is you get a lot more sunflower seeds than the good nuts, either cashews, peanuts, or almonds. So although I'm not a great fan of them, they are a pretty sensible item to be putting in. Now, I'm not sure if you can see the nutritional values there, if you can or not. Pause and see. If you can't see, I'm going to read them. So for a 50-gram serving, and this is a 140-gram pack, for 50 grams, you're going to get 15% fiber, 4% calcium, 2% vitamin C, 10 grams of protein, 2 grams of sugar, 4 grams of fiber, 11 grams of carbs, 200 milligrams of sodium, which isn't too good, but it is 8% of your daily requirement or daily value, and 290 calories. So believe it or not, this little pack of sunflower seeds has nearly 1,000 calories, just under 900, I think. So not a fan of them, but they are a super sensy food. So let's toss those in. So did drop a couple. That's what we've got going on so far. And we've got nuts, raisins, and sunflower seeds so far. So we haven't finished there. We're gonna be adding some more nuts. Now I've got some more nuts in the bag. Let's get them out. Next one we're going to put in, we've got a bit of a ski with camera here. Let's rearrange that. My apologies. You do know how low budget we have here. Now these were a little bit expensive. They were $6 and 70 something cents, I think, maybe even 90 something cents. I can't remember now. But they're natural almonds. And almonds are a great nut. And again, for a 40-gram serving, we're going to get 11 grams of iron. We're going to get 10 grams of calcium, 8 grams of protein, dietary fiber 20%, carbs, calories, some fat. And again, good stuff to be putting in your trail mix. And something that you often don't get that many of when you buy, you know, the pre-made trail mix. They do tend to skimp a little bit on the almonds. So there we're going. Our natural almonds are going in there. And again, you know, all of these items are ticking off more than one of our nutritional requirements for the day. So the most expensive nuts that we're going to be putting in are our cashews. I got to admit, these are my favorite nuts. And my dear grandmother, rest her soul, would always buy me a bag of cashew nuts every week, whether I wanted them or not, as a little treat for me. So cashew nuts, again, what do we get for a serving size? Again, for 40-gram serving, we're getting 14% of our iron. We're getting 8 grams of protein, some fiber, some carbs, some potassium, and calories, of course. And there's a lot of fat and a little bit of sodium going in here. So we're going to put both of these in. And these were $2.50 for 100 grams. So these are the luxury nut of the bunch, I guess, alongside the almond. But they're another thing that tend to get scrimped on when you buy the store-bought trail mix. So we've got a good couple of packets there, and you know damn well that we will be saving those bad boys for something or other. So I'm just going to put those to the side. Now that's it for nuts. Now I guess we're going to have to start putting some good stuff in there to balance it out. Now we'll give this a little shake. We are going to go and mix it up a little bit more. Pretzels, and particular mini pretzels. And these were $1.50 for 454 grams, and they're a classic style product of the United States. Now what do we get in a serving size of these? So for 50 grams, again, we're getting iron, calcium, protein, fiber, carbs, and calories. So ticking off a few more boxes. So we're not going to put this whole amount in, but we are going to put a good amount in. And these are going to be saved for snacking purposes later on. So, yeah, I think that's a good amount. Maybe just under half a bag, maybe a third of the bag. So put those to the side. We can utilize those later. I don't really know where I'm going. You know what? I'm just going to put them back in the bag. So the other thing we're going to be putting in now is probably most of your favorite item, and one of the better things that you find in trail mix, if you buy that particular trail mix, is chocolate. Now, for some reason, the Dollarama was all out of M&Ms and Reeses and all that kind of good stuff. And I'm guessing with Easter coming up that people have been buying them for their eggs. So we're going to be throwing in maybe 2 bars of chocolate. And what we're going to do is just kind of break these up in the packet the best we can. And we may even add a third. We'll see what the chocolate nut ratio is looking. So just try and break it down a little bit more if we can. Maybe I should have hit this with my axe. So we're going to toss in some chocolate, and we're going to do the same with the other one. And we are getting pretty full in the bowl. So there we go, our chocolate's gone in. Let's try and break up some of the bigger pieces, and I do have sanitized hands. You saw me on camera sanitize them. Let's try and give that a little bit of a mix. Now, where are we going next? I do have another item. Okay. Well, I kind of did lie. They did have some Reeses, but not many. I did find 1 bag of Reeses mini peanut butter cups. So this is the next thing we're going to be going in. Now, chocolate actually isn't as bad for you as you think. And again, it's going to give us a source of calcium, some iron, some protein, obviously sugar, and some calories. And you know, if you're out hiking or if you're out camping, then this is going to give you a lot of energy. And again, if you're surviving, it's going to give you a little bit of comfort. So we tossed in the 1 bag of Reeses, and that's pretty good. But we haven't even begun to finish yet. The next item, and this is where our fortification is coming. So let's just move the bowl to one side. Let's get rid of some trash. Get rid of the receipt. And the final item, and the fortification. So what could this super item be, I hear you wonder? Sorry, I've got an itchy ear. That's what you're hearing me scratching the background. I should have probably paused to do that, and never mind. But anyway, the super item, Life cereal. Now this was $4, I think, or just under $4. It is actually one of my favorite cereals to eat normally on its own with a bowl of milk. But in terms of it being a Sensi product and ticking a lot of boxes, this bad boy is going to give us a hell of a punch to be adding to our trail mix. So just a 30-gram serving without the milk. Now obviously if you have it with milk, these numbers are going to get even higher. But as a dry product, it's still packing its nutritional punch. So for a 30-gram size, which is 3/4 of a cup, you get 40% of your manganese. Is this the English side or the French? I don't know. But anyway, we get 40% of whatever that is. Magnesium, manganese. You figure it out. But anyway, we get 10% zinc. Oh, here's magnesium. So that is something completely different. So we're getting 20% magnesium and 40% of our manganese, 10% zinc, 10% phosphorus, 6% pantothenate. I can't see, so I'm using pantothenate. 6% of that, whatever that does. 6% folate, vitamin B, 10%, niacin, 6%, thiamine, 45%, iron, 30%, calcium, 10%. No vitamins. We're going to get 3 grams of protein, 6 grams of sugar, 2 grams of fiber, 6 grams of carbs, and 120 calories, 2% of your daily fat, sorry. So there is a little bit of sodium in it, but this is our fortification. Now alongside everything else in the the trail mix, this is certainly going to make it into a very, very substantial and nutritional snack, and a pretty decent survival food. If you only had one bag of food and it was this trail mix, then you would be doing good, certainly for a day or two. So let's add as much of this as we can. And this is kind of like, you know, you get the Chex Mix. It's a very similar kind of cereal, but we're buying this for the fortification, and that's why it's going in. So we've got a whole bunch of good stuff in there. Pretzels, chocolate, raisins, the good nuts, some sunflower seeds, and some of our life. So look at that. That's a huge bowl. My goodness. Imagine getting a gallon jug of milk and pouring that in and trying to eat the whole lot. I think you would burst. So again, we're doing a little bit more sanitation, because sanitation is godliness if you are that way inclined. And the reason being is I'm going to be putting these into some of my Mylar bags. And the other purpose is I'm actually going to do a giveaway, although I'm not sure how I'm going to do a giveaway, but I'm going to be sending a bag or maybe a couple of bags out to viewers, but I'm not sure how I can do that. Maybe just if somebody says I want a bag of your trail mix, that might be just enough. So maybe we should just go with that. So if you leave a comment in the comment section below and say, hey, I would like a bag of your trail mix, actually I would like a bag of your fortified trail mix, thrift store prepper, we'll work a way to get this out to you at some point. So hands are dried, sanitized. Let's try to mix this up. Now I really should have used a bigger bowl, because it's very, 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 very loaded. Now what I should probably do is maybe pause until I have mixed this a little bit more. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. So bear with me 1 second, people. I'm going off air, but the transition will be instantaneous to you, just like when Einstein went in 1 minute into the future at the Twin Pines Mall. See you soon. So we're back. That didn't take as long as I thought. In fact, what I actually did was I dumped everything out into the Dollarama bag and shook it out and dumped it back into the bowl. Maybe I could have actually done that on camera, but there you can see that's a very big, healthy looking bowl of trail mix. So what I have are my good old Mylar weed baggies. So I actually have some here that were not used, and they were sent to me by my kind people at Kind Flowers, my medicinal marijuana dispensary, and they deliver my weeds to me in these bags. And I asked them a little while ago if they could send me some that weren't sealed. I actually offered to buy some, but they said, no, you're a loyal customer, we'll send you some. So they sent me 10 of these bags. So I still have some that I can heat seal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 bags together. Now one of these bags, as we've decided, is going to be a giveaway. So if you want the bag, leave a comment and say, please thrift store prepper, can I get a bag of your fortified trail mix? And we'll get the bag on your way to you. And it will be this bag here. So we're going to open it, and it does have a gusset at the bottom, which I do want to, there we go, so we can get more in. If you don't get the gusset going at the beginning, then you're going to have a lot of problems stuffing things in later on. And yes, there was a little bit of innuendo in there. So we still have sanitized hands, so we're going to get a good handful. And I think, let me dump that in. Yeah, look, we've got a little bit of the peanut wrapper there, so we got rid of that. We don't want any contaminants going into this trail mix. So we're making sure we get a little bit of everything in there. Some cashews, some peanuts, some almonds, some chocolate, and certainly a couple of Reeses and some pretzels, and definitely some of the life. And there's one bag. And if I had a Sharpie, I would write on this. And Here it is. By now you should know how to heat seal if you've watched the Thrift Store Prepper. We just get a lighter and we give it a good toast on one side, turn it over and give it a good toast on the other side, and then we just rub it with the lighter. And just to be safe, we're going to give it a second round. There we go. And I did have a marker pen somewhere, but I did lose it. Who knows where to turn up, but no, that still needs a bit more heat sealing. I'm sorry. We want to make sure this gets to our receiver in one piece. Maybe if we use the hot end, that also will help. So now we're sealed. We're going to do one more bag like that, and I might be sending that to a fellow YouTuber to review, but we're going to see if that works out or not. So we're going to do one more heat sealed bag of the fortified trail mix, and then with the rest, I mean, we could have always repackaged them in the cashew bags, but I'm going to save those for something else. You know, they're always handy for cooking or repackaging other items. So you get the gusset. There we are. Once the gusset's going, everything slides in so much nicer, and again, more innuendo. So make sure we get a little bit of everything. There's definitely some chocolate, almonds, and some nuts going in there. Definitely a couple of Reeses that I can see. And a little bit of debris. We always get debris. So room for another handful, I think. Shake it down. I'm not actually sure how much this bag weighs or what the exact nutritional value of the contents would be, but it's a pretty heavy sized bag, and we've got a little bit of everything in there, and you've seen how nutritional all the items that we were putting in. So we got some little guilty pleasures and some dirty treats in there, in the Reeses and the chocolate. We've got some pretzels, we've got some cashews, we've got some almonds, and the fortification coming in the form of the Life cereal. So it's going to be a little bit like a Chex Mix kind of thing, with some sweet and salty sensations for the tongue. So let's see if we can get this one sealed a little bit easier than the last one. And you know, you could always use, I'm sure if any of you ladies out there have hair straighteners or even a clothes iron, you could use that just as easily as a lighter as I'm doing here, and it'd probably be a little bit quicker and tidier. But you know, the Thrift Store Prepper is all about making do, and if you haven't got a hair straightener, you haven't got a clothes iron, you can do it with a lighter. And I think that's another one sealed. So I am going to try and find a pen before we go too much further. And write on them. I did know there was a marker somewhere around here, but there it is. So let's, oh, that's a dry erase marker, so let's not use that because that's just going to come off. I thought I had a Sharpie, but I don't. So with the rest, we're just going to pile this again into our previously used recycled weed baggers, and we'll see how many we get. Now, another reason, I think everything I purchased come to around $20 to $23 maybe, give or take. I'm not exactly sure because I did buy a whole bunch of stuff while I was out, and the most of it was to make this particular trail mix, and the stuff that we dropped on the floor is going in the ones that I'm going to be using for myself, so I don't care. So we made a good effort to put all the good stuff in sanitized for the heat sealed one, and we did remove the foreign object, although I'm almost certain whoever received it would have forgiven me for that. And good luck suing me. I don't got shit. You could have half of my pantry if you so wanted. Oh, now something you may have not realized is this, as always you tend to find with trail mix, is the sunflower seeds get down to the bottom, but never mind. We're going to see how many of these we can actually make. In around the price for a kilo of the store-bought trail mix is about $10. So I'm pretty certain we've got over 2 kilos of weight going on here, maybe 3 or 4 kilos to be quite honest with you. Put 500 grams of peanuts, 300 grams of almonds, 450 grams of the raisins, 2 chocolate bars. So I'm pretty certain we're going to be way over the 30 kilos. And if you work that out, price pound per pound, our homemade fortified trail mix would probably be cheaper than the store brand, although it did cost quite a lot to buy all the items to go in here. We are beating the shelf price per gram, so that's always good. If you can save some money making something better, I would recommend you do that. So we've got lots of treats, lots of goodies going in here. And we'll see how many bags we can make. So I'm not going to bore you any further by keeping making them. We're going to do another pause, and we'll see how many bags we get for our money. So let's see you after production has finished. Okay, so I've finished production of packaging the fortified trail mix. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this was kind of the dregs that was left in the bottom of the bowl at the end. It wasn't enough to make a full bag, but it's enough to make a little small carry in your pocket kind of portion size, or maybe something we can be adding to our oatmeal, which is something we might do in a recipe video. So we got 6 that I made, plus the 2 that we're going to be sending out. 1 to a viewer. The first viewer to ask for the bag will get one. I'm not sure how we will get it sent to you, but we'll figure a way out. I'm sure we can put our minds together. And 1 I may be sending to a fellow YouTuber, but if not, I'll just end up eating it myself, or maybe tossing it in my bug out bag as a emergency food source. So that's been our fortified trail mix video, and you know, we made quite a lot of trail mix. I wish I had some scale so I could tell you how much this weighed, but I'm not even going to guess. You have to work it out. And you know, the other thing, we don't really know what the exact nutritional value of this whole pouch would be, but it is packing a punch, you know, and that is going to fill you up. And if you're going on a road trip, or you're going hiking or something, then, you know, maybe these are a good little idea, or something to do as a little project before you head out. Make yourself some of these little trail mix bags and toss them in the side of the car, you know, in the storage compartments, or in the glove box. You know, toss a couple in your school bag or your work bag for emergencies, or stock them in your bug out bag as an emergency food snack. You know, like I say, you're going to be getting protein, fiber, vitamins, potassium, carbs, pretty much everything. I mean, it's probably not going to give you all your daily requirements, but it's certainly going to be ticking off a hell of a lot. And certainly with that Life cereal in there, which is another fortified item, it's not the worst thing you can be eating. So as I said, let me know if you want to take the bag of fortified trail mix and try it for yourself. First person to comment's going to get one. As I said, it cost around $23, $22 for all this stuff. Definitely, you know, the portion sizes that I bought, we got over 3 kilograms of food or items to put in our trail mix. So I think, you know, pound for pound, we come out on tops in this, and we got a much better product than the one you buy off the shelves. So this has been a shit video production for the thrift store prepper. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll catch you next time.